I'm Yael Tygiel with FANVERSATIon. I'm so excited to be chatting with the EPs of Prime Video's A League of Their Own series. Hello.
Hello!
Hi, we're so
Woo!
excited to be chatting with you.
Yeah,
Thank you. I gotta say, I absolutely love this series. And with a series that is based on a film that is based on history,
Yeah.
yeah.
how do we decide what aspects of reality to keep and where we get to play around and maybe exaggerate a bit? Will, we'll start with you.
That's a great question. I think for us, this was all about taking the spirit of the movie, but just going back to the real stories. There's a huge story underneath the movie about this generation of women who wanted to play ball inside the league and also outside of it. And Shantae Adams' character is based on a whole dozens of Black women who wanted to play ball, including Mamie Johnson, Toni Stone, Connie Morgan, who went on to play in the Negro Leagues. And so it really, I mean, I think we felt the same way that you did, which is there's a lot here. And where do we want to start people? And how do we create that energy and chemistry and warmth and heart that people love from the movie, but in a whole new way?
Yeah, and I don't think there was sort of like what you tell, what you don't tell. It's just sort of like following the stories with sort of the lens of joy and the characters that we built, sort of to like naturally and organically where they would go.
Yeah, well, the story really is quite queer and has a lot of beautiful body diversity. Tell me about the decision to really emphasize the queer stories and really the different people that we have in the league.
I think it's worth saying we didn't add anything to this story. This is the real story. And I think what the
On
movie
all
did
levels.
in 1992 was absolutely revolutionary for its time. And I think because it was a 2 hour movie and because it was 1992, I mean, Rosie's talked some about this, like there's some things that they just couldn't do. So, it wasn't so much a choice to emphasize the queer narrative here as much as that's the real narrative. And this is a show that is joyful and fun and is about people realizing their dreams. And it also happens to be about queer people and people of color in just a very authentic way. Like we didn't make it that way.
Well, and the same to sort of like the body diversity you talked about. I mean, these are just real players, and real players look real players and real women, and they look all different sorts of ways. And like just being true to that and like was exciting. And again, we didn't make it anything than just showing what it really is.
Yeah. And I mean, there is part of it that women in a lot of spaces, and baseball is one of them, were pushed to feminize themselves as they were entering these like quote unquote workplaces that were traditionally more male dominated. So there's a lot of different aspects to that story, but physical presentation and sort of gender presentation and performance is definitely one of them.
Did you have any challenges? I know that, as a plus size host, I'm always trying to see more body representation. Did you come up to any challenges trying to really show what it was actually like?
In terms of
In terms of casting or with the studio or
no,
early
no.
on?
I mean, I think the great thing here with the studio and with the network, but it's like what we wanted to do from the show was always crystal clear, and that was to tell the real stories. And everyone was behind that, but we're so lucky to have this cast who are electric when they're together and so fun and so many people that we could write an entire season about. And for us, it's just a total joy.
Well, and I think so much like our cast is amazing. And I think so much of the show is rooted in authenticity. And we wanted to also have them bring their authentic selves to the stories and to the screen, which included sort of all the things you were talking about. And we were lucky enough not to have, sort of challenges. There wasn't any challenges or pushback, but even if there was, it wouldn't be something that I think would resonate because it was just a part of the responsibility and the opportunity of telling the story.
Yeah, but I do think there's something that comes from the movie, but hopefully we've been able to take into a broader range of stories, which is like this story isn't about the obstacles. And it's not about the people saying no. I mean, that exists and some things are hard, but it's about them getting to play and do the thing that they want to do and fall in love with the people that they want to fall in love with. And we all need that right now. Like we need that joy and that sense of it's okay to break things to make the world what you need it to be yourself. I think that's something we're hoping, people can take away from this.
Yeah, and that really absolutely comes across with this series. Thank you guys so much for your time and thank you for making the series.